Shavua Tov, our Dvar Torah is today, the 24th of Elul, in memory of Bruno Rubinger on his 15th yahrzeit. May the neshama of Baruch ben Yehuda Tzvi have an aliyah from our words of Torah. We'll start off with a story. There was a young athlete, a great athlete in college, and he was very, very good in baseball and in basketball. Top athlete. And in college, he was able to play both sports, baseball and basketball. Eventually, as his college experience was coming to an end, he had to make a very big decision. Will he be playing professionally basketball or baseball? And he had in his room a lot of equipment, basketball equipment, baseball equipment. And it came time to make that decision. Eventually, he sat down, he thought through it, he came to a conclusion it's going to be basketball. And as a result, when he was moving out of his college room, he had to get rid of all his baseball equipment. He entered the NBA, was a very, very successful player, enjoyed it. Eventually, he actually reached the Hall of Fame. Now, this story is not a true story. It's a mashal, it's a parable. And the parable relates to this season. You know, we have the custom that throughout Elul into Tishrei, we say the 27th chapter of Tehillim, Le David Hashem Ori V'ishi. You know, God is my light and he's my salvation as well. And commentators note that the light, Ori, refers to Rosh Hashanah. Ishi, my salvation, that relates to Yom Kippur. Later in the chapter, the Sukkah is mentioned. And there's a progression here where step number one is the or, the light, where we have clarity. We are like that college athlete, that when he makes a decision, he has clarity. And Rosh Hashanah is the day we make a decision. Who we are, what's our identity? And our identity as Jews and as good humans is to recognize that there's a higher being, and he is the Melech, and he is one that we remember and he remembers. And we go ahead and coronate that king. That is the light, that is the clarity of Rosh Hashanah. But afterwards, we have to start getting rid of those things that don't fit into our life. Now that we have that clarity, now that we know what professional sports we are entering into, right? Just as our college player had to get rid of his baseball equipment, we have to get rid of things as well. And that's the salvation of Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is that opportunity to get rid of those things that are not part of our identity, right? The negativity, the gossip, all those things are gone with Yom Kippur. That's our salvation. That is what we get rid of. And then we enter into the game. You know what the game that gives us fulfillment as Jews is? Sukkot. It is a time when we go ahead and relate to the higher being with happiness. Zman simchatenu. It's a time of complete happiness because we feel that we have a relationship with that higher being, that we have meaning. There's excitement, there's enthusiasm. The happiest time of the year, Sukkot. But there's actually a Hall of Fame, and that is Simchat Torah, when we are happy with Torah. And we can take it with us, right? Just as the individual who makes it into the Hall of Fame, he could travel throughout the world as someone great, even if he's not playing anymore. So too, we carry our Torah with us. It's always with us. That's the Simchat Torah. And those are the stages of the season. We first have the light, the clarity, and then we get rid of those things that don't fit into who we are. And then we are happy with what we are doing, and we carry it forward with Simchat Torah. A very significant season, especially as we start our Slichot. And as a result, let's maximize it and let's do good. For now, may the very special neshama of our friend Bruno Baruch ben Yehuda Tzvi benefit from our inspiration. It should be a Shavua Tov to all. Bye-bye.